Hey, this is Mark Williams of Swine Life. Today I'm going to show you a recipe for a whole strip loin. Now a lot of people are intimidated by these larger cuts, A, because they're so expensive, and B, you just don't want to screw them up. The key to these bigger cuts is nailing your internal temperature, and I'm going to show you how we do that. We're going to get a good seasoning on it, get it over here on our Grilla Silverbac. It's going to be a simple cook. Let's get started. So what we have here is about a 12-pound whole strip loin. Now this is basically just a New York strip steak in its whole form. We picked this up from the butcher shop down in Pensacola. This is a prime grade, and I really do like the whole strip loins because you cook them a little bit rare and they have a great beefy flavor. Now I'm gonna do something a little different today. I'm gonna inject this whole strip loin. Now all I wanna do is impart just a little bit of salt, a little bit of good flavor from my prime beef rub, just to bring out that beef flavor. A lot of times when I'm eating cuts like this, it always needs a touch of salt, and that's all we're gonna do. We're gonna impart just a little bit of salt flavor, not take away from the great beef flavor, but just get that salt down deep in that meat to where it's good through and through. So what I'm gonna start with is 1 can of beef broth. I got it in a shaker just to help the mixing process a little easier. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of our prime beef rub. Now this has salt, pepper, garlic, all the flavors that go great with beef, but it does have a touch of mushroom powder, and that really brings out that good beef flavor. So we're just gonna season this up. Put about a tablespoon and a half in here. And this is a larger cut of meat, so we can handle just a little bit more salt in my opinion. Now if you don't want to inject, definitely don't inject. I'm just going to try something new to get a little bit more flavor in this whole strip loin. And we're just going to go down through here about 1 inch apart and just go all the way through the whole loin, just put a little bit of salt in it. And with this only being about 14 ounces of injection, and this is right at a 12-pound loin, you're really not adding that much liquid to it, and a lot of it's going to run out, but the salt and the rub should stay in there and just bring a little bit more flavor. I did not touch this strip loin. I took it straight out of the package, patted it dry, and really just didn't take any fat off. I want to see, because we're going to cook at a lower temperature today, how much of this fat we can render. So since we've injected it, we got a little moisture on the outside. I'm going to use that just like you would a binder. So we're just going to rub it in. Do the bottom side first. And then I'm coming with our prime beef. Again, salt, pepper, garlic, some of that good mushroom powder. And again, this is a bigger cut. We're gonna go pretty heavy. And then for a little texture, got Killer Hog steak rub, got some coarse peppers, coarse onion, coarse garlic. Gonna make a great appearance and just add a little crust to the outside. Hopefully as this fat renders, gonna kind of baste itself as the cook process takes place. So our silverbacks came right up to 275. That's the temperature we're gonna cook through the entire cook process. Time to get this strip loin on. Go right in the middle of the grate. And then this is the most important part. We're gonna use the internal meat thermometer. I'm going dead center. I always like to take my hand and kind of judge where the center is and then just go straight in. So we're gonna get the Grilla app set up. I'm gonna set it to 120 internal. We're gonna have a little carryover in this, so I want it to settle in about 127, 130 as a target finish temp. So we got the app open. We're simply gonna come in here, set our target temp to 120, and this baby will let us know when it's time to take that strip loin off. All right, so our Grilla Grills app told us this strip loin's hit 120. It's time to get it up. Looking great, got an awesome crust. Now, if you're cooking your prime rib or your strip loin at Christmas and you realize, hey, you've overshot your temperature just a little bit, wrap it tight in foil. That foil making contact with this strip loin is going to act just like the radiator in your car. It's going to help pull the heat off of it, cool it off even quicker. Just as a quick recap, we start off with a 12-pound prime whole strip loin. Didn't do any trimming. All we done is took it out of the cryovac, patted it dry. Now on this recipe, I injected this with beef broth and a little bit of our prime beef because I like that salt flavor and I want to get it deep down into this strip loin. That way you're not adding salt at the end. It's got a good rich flavor through and through. Then rubbed it with our prime beef and then come back with a coarser rub. We use Killer Hog steak rub just to give that good bark on the outside, and you can tell it looks phenomenal. We got it on our Grilla Silverbac running 275 degrees with some Bear Mountain hickory pellets. Got a good smoke flavor on it, and it was about a 2.5 hour cook. Now we took this strip loin to 120 degrees, which is where I like it. Y'all cook it to what you like, but that's the biggest thing when you're cooking one of these roasts or one of these cut of meats is nailing that doneness. So we're gonna get in here and let it rest, and we'll show y'all cutting it, building these sliders, and having one heck of a Christmas party. That's a wrap for us today at Swine Life. Y'all make sure to give this recipe a try at your holiday parties. If y'all got any questions, shoot us a message on Facebook or Instagram. And as always, like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see y'all next time.